Welcome back. In this module, we're going to talk about follow-up. Now, what do we mean when we talk about follow-up? Is it just simple customer service? Actually, yes and no, really. All right, let's actually go back to the earlier modules when we talked about product research. Do you remember one of the ways that we found product research? It was by looking for niches where their products were getting some decent sales, but there wasn't that many reviews, right? Why is that important? Or how can that help? Well, when you have niches where everybody's got thousands of reviews, it's going to be hard for you to get kind of a foothold because there's a lot of social proof for those other products already. And again, the reason is because reviews is kind of indicative to buyers that, hey, there's a lot of people who have bought this product and they're happy with it. You know, if there's a lot of high reviews. And so we're not going to try this new product because, you know, like maybe it has 0 reviews or only like a few reviews and I'm not sure if we can trust it, right? Now, that being the case, maybe you picked a niche where a lot of the top sellers only have 50 or 100 or 200 reviews. A little bit easier to compete with. You're still going to start with 0 or 5 or 10. But in this module, we're going to talk about how do you get those initial reviews, right? Like how do you get those initial reviews? And also we're going to talk about how to stay within terms of service, all right? This is a very, very, very sticky matter with Amazon. One of the stickiest, actually. What has happened in history is Amazon really cracks down on different things that, you know, maybe are manipulating the buyer experience when there's big news articles that comes out in the media. All right. One of the biggest a few years back was about review manipulation. All right. What was happening in the Amazon world? And I'm not saying it's completely gone now, but back in the day, there was like some big exposés. It was like a lot worse than it is now. But there was big news reports that came out that big companies were just completely manipulating sales, basically buying reviews. Now, here's the interesting thing. To buy a review almost was okay back in the day. You could actually, within Amazon terms of service, send a product to a customer for free in exchange for a review. Like it was literally, not only was it allowed, it was encouraged. They even put a mark or like a little word on the reviews that said, hey, this was in exchange for a free product, this review, right? But then this manipulation series of articles came out and Amazon's like, you know what, this is not a great buyer experience. And at the end of the day, remember, Amazon really wants the best buyer experience possible. And if a lot of Amazon buyers think that the reviews they're looking at are fake or bought, is that really a good buyer experience? No. So Amazon has put forward a series of rules that are meant to try and limit these kind of fake reviews. Now, it's something that changes all the time. I'm giving you the best information for the end of 2021. You know, if you're watching this in the middle of 2022, I highly suggest, you know, checking to make sure what's the latest, because this is something that changes. But here are some of the new kind of rules and regulations. Number one, you can still ask for a review. All right. There's a lot of misconception about this. A lot of Amazon sellers think, oh no, I can't even ask for a review. No, you can absolutely ask for a review, but you can only do it once. Back in the day, like in original Freedom Tickets, we probably had mentioned how you can do up to like 3 times. You can set up to 3 emails asking for a review. Those are no longer. You can only ask for a review once. And they are very, very, I repeat, very picky as far as what you say. All right. What kind of things does Amazon not like? First of all, like I said, no incentivized reviews. You can't offer a free product in exchange for a review. Even if you say it's a unbiased review, you know, leave me your honest feedback in exchange for this product. No, you can't even offer a discount, 5-10% discount, for 1% discount in exchange for a review. Absolutely not. That is forbidden on Amazon terms of service. All right. So you can ask once for a review, and you cannot have any language in this message that seems that you are trying to get a positive review. Now, you might think, okay, that's pretty easy. Like, I'm not going to write in this email, hey, I would love for you to leave me a positive review. Please do so by clicking here. It's not that simple, guys. people were manipulating things, before. Like, here's one thing that people were doing. This is against terms of service. Don't do it. They would send an email and they're like, hey, we would love an honest review. If you loved our product, please click here. And it took them to leave a product review. If there is something that, you need customer service on, or you didn't love it, please click here. And it was a message, or it was a click to go to like product feedback, or seller feedback, or maybe to contact the customer. So you might think, oh, that should be okay. Nope. Amazon will shut you down if you're caught, doing that multiple times. Other things that you don't want to do is having language like even something like this. Watch this. I've seen many people suspended for this, where they write this email saying, hey, we hope you had a great experience. We are a small business here, and we very much value customer feedback. It is what really drives our business and allows us to grow as a company. And so we would love it for you to just, leave your honest review to let us know what you thought of the product. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, honest review, there's no word of positive in there, right? What's wrong with that? Rewind it. Go back to the beginning of what I said. I said something like, we hope you loved your product. Even though that was in the very beginning of the paragraph there, right? And it was not necessarily tied to the review, because the ask for the review is towards the bottom. That I've seen people suspended for having language like that, because to Amazon, it might seem that you're saying, hey, only if they had a great time, or that you hope that they had a great time with the product or had a great experience with the product, to leave a review. So you've got to be very careful. Now, something that Amazon has offered now is a way to just like click a button. If you might be wondering, like, oh my goodness, like this is dangerous. Like, I don't want to get suspended by Amazon. First of all, unless you're like asking for 5-star reviews or putting inserts in your packages saying, hey, please leave me a 5-star review, or I'll give you a free gift card if you do this, you're not going to get suspended. All right. Like if you did one of those emails that I just said, you're not going to get suspended, your account suspended. All right. But what could happen is you get this like slap on the wrist, and that comes in the form of like a 30-day ban from proactively sending messages to buyers, which means you cannot ask for a review. You cannot like ask a customer for anything really. You can't proactively send messages. You can only send a message to a buyer if they contact you first. So that's obviously a problem. So that's what could happen. And if you get caught again doing that, then you get permanently banned from sending messages. So you don't want to do that. So you might be wondering like, man, this is scary. Like I don't trust myself to know exactly what Amazon likes and doesn't like. I'm just not going to follow up with customers. No, you shouldn't do that. All right. You absolutely still should. And there's a way to do that where you have zero chance of getting in trouble with Amazon, or somewhat zero chance. There's still probably ways that you could probably screw this up. But what I'm talking about is the Amazon request a review. Let me just show you really quick how that looks in Seller Central. By the way, just so that you know, there are different ways to ask for reviews. I have a very detailed blog about this. Let me just go ahead and show you how to find that. Go to helium10.com/blog. And we're going to put this link in the show notes. But if you just want to search for it, you're going to search here under articles for early reviewer program. Search for that, and it should come up here. Let's see, where is that one? Here we go. The state of Amazon reviews. So you can search for early reviewer program. You can search the state of Amazon reviews in 2021. And I go into detail right here about all of the different ways that Amazon itself asks for a review and the ways that you can ask for a review. So if you want more details, definitely take a look at that article. Now, here's the thing. What I was saying was you have a request review actually in Amazon. So you can go order by order. And let me just go here to the FBA orders. Let me just find one like from a few weeks ago. Go right here. And there's this button right here, request review. So you can hit this, right? And Amazon will send an automated message using Amazon's language. There's no way that you could get, or that Amazon will get upset for you for hitting this, unless you're trying to send this out to customers that you gave like a discount to. It's possible. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but if you were giving out 60% discount coupons and then you're hitting this request review to those same people, how do you think that looks to Amazon? It looks like you're incentivizing that, right? Like, oh, look at this seller gave a 60% discount to somebody, and then now they're requesting a review. What's going on there, right? I'm not saying that's 100%, but me personally, if I have any discount on any order, I do not want them to review. All right. So I am not going to hit this, but I am not going to ask that customer that I gave a discount to for a review for that, just to be on the safe side. All right. So there's this button right here that you can do. Now, as you can see, this is kind of a pain in the neck. All right. Pain in the neck. I was actually thinking of it. There's a Japanese word. You Japanese listeners out there, you know the word mendakusai, right? That means it's kind of like pain in the neck. Like, to imagine going order by order by order, and you have to do it in a certain time frame because Amazon only allows you to hit that button between 1 week and 4 weeks from delivery. Going order by order, especially if you're doing big business, hitting that button, that is not very user-friendly experience, right? So what we have done inside of Helium 10 is a way to automate this, all right? And it's not only automation, but it allows you to filter out who is getting these messages. So there's 2 different ways that we have. The very first way, let me go back to writing those emails. I hope I didn't scare you guys about, how picky Amazon is. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me just put it to you this way. I myself, for the most part, still send the custom emails. Now, why do I send these custom emails? I like sending custom emails because I can control the subject line, and then I can control some of the copy. I'll throw in some humor there, right? And I'll do different things that will help me get that email open, and maybe like just inspire that customer to leave a review more, instead of just the Amazon automated thing that says, hello, here is this email, please leave a review. I don't know exactly what it says, but in my article, I have screenshots of what it is, but it's not that enticing to open it in the subject line, and it's not that enticing copy, right? But I like doing custom email. Let me show you an example of one that I have done here in follow-up. All right. Let me see if I can find it here. Here's one for the coffin shelf. All right. So here's the template. I just, here's my subject line. All right. Was the coffin shelf spooky enough? All right. It's like, what? Like you're scrolling your million emails you get. And you're like, what in the world? Was the coffin shelf spooky enough? It's not a guarantee that they're going to open this, but they're going to probably open this more than they would just the Amazon subject line of please leave feedback. Right. And then I say, hey, thank you so much for purchasing our coffin shelf. It's our first venture in a spooky decor. We would love to get your honest feedback, blah, 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 blah. All right. Nothing that fancy. Now, here's where the magic happens. I mean, these are the templates you can do in follow-up. And guys, don't forget to check out the learn button here, and you'll get information on exactly how to set these up. But the gold is in the automation. You don't want to send sometimes, like, let's say you have a shampoo. Let me just give you an example. Let's say you have shampoo, right? Do you want to ask for a review like 2 days after they got the shampoo? Probably not, right? I mean, they haven't even used it. How do they know if they like it or not? So if you've got like shampoo or vitamin, here's something I bought recently, vitamin D, that maybe gives them more energy or something. You don't want them getting an email 2 days after they get it. They might give you a bad review. Like, I can't review this. I haven't even used it enough, right? So you want to be able to say, hey, maybe let me give them 3-4 weeks before I ask for this review, right? And again, I told you, what about if there's customers that you gave a discount to? Do you want those kind of people leaving reviews? You don't. So you don't want to send them an email that asks for the review, right? What about if it's a customer that maybe didn't like the product, and so they ask for a refund, right? For whatever reason, they ask for a refund. If somebody asks for a refund, you think they're going to leave you a positive review? Do you want to send that kind of person an email asking for a review? Probably not, right? That's why we have these automations. Take a look at this one. Coffin shelf, first time buyer. So this is kind of just like this flow that I've created. So I have filters. I say, hey, I filter out anybody who has gotten refunded orders. I only want to send this to people who have purchased in the United States marketplace. This exact ASIN, which is my coffin shelf, I don't want this going out to just all my customers. I don't want them to have a discount of any more than 20%. And this is a first time buyer, right? For me, for the coffin shelf, I figured, hey, you know what? They're going to know right away if they like this product or not, right? So I'm not going to wait 2-3 weeks. I'm going to say, hey, right away, they're probably happy they got it. You know, it's really cool. And so I want to have the order delivered, wait 2 days, and then send the email. Boom, I'm done. So I never have to touch this again, unless I want to change my phrasing or my wording on there. All right. So I can set all of these filters, and there's a lot more filters that I can do as well. You can, do it by SKU and by shipping country and by item price and by discount, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So that's what I do a lot. And that is for sending custom emails. Now, again, if you are not confident that you can write a compelling email or you're just scared that, hey, I don't want Amazon to slap me on the wrist for saying something that I didn't realize was bad, you can go ahead and use the request review, but you don't have to click it inside of Amazon. All right. What you can do is set up an automation for the request a review. And we've got that. Like here, we've got this egg rack. All right. And it says, hey, refunded orders. And this is the ASIN. Wait 7 days, which is like the minimum you have to wait. And then request a review. What is this? This is not a custom email. This is the same as if I hit that button that I showed you a couple minutes ago inside of the orders of Amazon request review. You don't have to compose any email, any subject line. You don't have to worry about getting in trouble with Amazon for saying something you shouldn't. 100% within Amazon terms of service. If you'd like to do that, I suggest doing this one. Again, why is this important? Well, your review velocity sometimes is going to affect, your sales. All right. If your competitors are getting, 30 reviews a month and you're getting 5, before you know it, they're going to have like 1,000 reviews and you're not going to have that many, right? You want to get reviews faster. Now, you're not going to get 100% of your orders getting a review. Nowadays, what happens is maybe like 1 out of every 25 orders, 1 out of every 50 orders, maybe 1 out of every, 15 orders will get a star rating at least. And then maybe 1 out of 100 orders might get a full written review. There's something called one-click ratings. Actually, now on Amazon, people can just click the star, or they can click the star and write a review. So it's either 1 out of 20, you get at least a star, or maybe 1 out of 100, you'll get a full written review. All right. So you want to do anything you can to increase that velocity. All right. No matter what you do, it's not going to get over 50% or anything crazy like that. As a matter of fact, if it did, Amazon might think something shady is happening because nobody gets that kind of review velocity. All right. But at least it would be great if you can have a good review velocity in comparison to your competition. And so again, the one way that you can do that is by utilizing follow-up, which is inside of your Helium 10. There's no extra charge for this. You've already got this. All of you Freedom Ticket members, I'm sure. Set this up, guys. So if you're already selling on Amazon and you are not taking advantage of this, go in there, set this up, set up your flows. If you're a brand new seller, you're going to start selling on Amazon from day one, guys, unless you're doing some kind of discount, from day one, set this up on your products. All right. It's kind of like a set it and forget it thing, and watch those reviews come in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this module, and good luck with getting those Amazon reviews.